Hello, hi, this is Soul. And yes, we wake up with, can we call it a global hangover? That's what I want to call it. It's like a global hangover where you wake up and you think, what happened yesterday? What? You were there minding your own business, being nice to people, respecting each other, trying to figure out where your blind spots are. And then some nutcase with a gun comes along. And we've heard that story before. World is reaching a high level of psychotic people. There's a lot of people in deep, deep pain walking around on planet Earth. It's like cells that are diseased in a global body. This is Neptune in Pisces. We all belong to this body, and it's the harsh realization because we're waking up to these collective moods and these collective full moons and these collective retrogrades. This new moon, for instance, that happened a week ago was conjunct the nodal axis of Uranus. The planetary nodal axis is very, very interesting. I mean, they really speak of the body as one body, humanity as one humanity, and not perhaps our individual destinies. It is our collective history that these nodes speak about. And Uranus, the nodal, so Uranus is very interesting as a planet. We're having a workshop this weekend, and it's been, for Uranus. And immediately when you start working with this kind of material, it's something is triggered inside of your organism. And I was in meditation this morning, and I had that image of you minding your own business, us walking in the garden of God, and then lightning comes and the forest is on fire. And then you're just walking on a road, and then a car comes and knocks you over. Whatever happened, like, it's the rhythm of life is not a steady flow. It's very erratic. It's very traumatic at times. It is very disruptive. It is like, okay, we finally had a good time, and then boom, an earthquake. Like stability is not something we've yet mastered. We think it's boring, that's so Uranian, like, I'm so bored in this relationship, I need to have some instability, for instance. So we create instability, and we create traumas and shocks, and not necessarily consciously. I mean, I think consciously we think, God, when is it vacation time? I need vacation time. This life it's too much. It's please just give me some peace, and we get to peace, and peace is boring. Can we have something? Stagnation. We need to get out of stagnation, and we equate peace with stagnation because we equate it with time standstill. But Uranus is the planet of Aquarius, and Aquarius is the age that we're moving into. And the age of Aquarius is not war, retaliations, revenge. It is solving problems in a more intelligent way. Mm-hmm. Doesn't take so much trauma to do it. It will still be exciting, right? We don't need the soaps anymore, or we're at least growing very, very tired of the eternal soap opera. Hotel Limbo, the soap opera where everything never ends, like where it's all repeated all the time. It's like it's like a soap opera. You finally think, oh no, they found back to each other, it's love, and then 5 minutes later it's like, oh no, a secret was revealed, something else happened, and we're back to war again. And that's a recipe for soap opera. Just take people into where they almost get satisfied and then rip it away again. So welcome to the soap, Earth. And welcome to having one body, humanity. And welcome to the idea that in humanity, some of the cells are not integrated. In a society like ours, redundancy is a problem. In this Neptune in Pisces, Neptune will close up on the nodal axis very soon. We've seen Bernie Sanders rise. Now, Bernie is a seeder. He's here to seed the future. You know, that's how I feel. But his humanity approach is very interesting. He's given us that we are one earth, we need to take care of nature. We are one body, we need to take care of the weakest in society. If not, crime is a consequence. More guns, more weapons. You can't heal with killing. You can't heal with retaliation. You can't heal with revenge. It doesn't work that way. I know it's very tempting. Oh, it is. Projecting enemies. It's just one of these games we keep on entertaining. But Neptune in Pisces demands a certain surrender, a certain surrendering of ego. And it's the thing that needs to happen in a relationship or in your life or in politics. Like finally somebody are willing to surrender something in their egos. Doesn't mean we are quite there yet, but you know, I think the ideas are being seeded into humanity. The ideas of the age of Aquarius, where we have a little different style when it comes to leadership. It's not a dictatorship anymore, it's a leadership cooperative. Everybody have, you know, take charge of their own lives. So in this time when Neptune is so strong and we have that new moon in Uranus and Mars retrograde, Mars retrograde in Scorpio, really bringing out the anger problem in humanity. I mean, we're all so angry. I've been paying attention to this time for quite a while though, because I saw that Uranus and Aries, not Aries, Eris, the warrior goddess, which was recently discovered, and for the whole of humanity at present times, we're all born with Aries in Aries, which is Aries. So I'm born with Aries in Aries. So are you. And what does it mean? Well, definitely when a whole humanity, when a whole generation of people, several generations of people have the same planet, we're talking a little differently. We're talking culturally, paradigms that are moving through us. It's, you know, like hundreds of years, or I don't know how long Aries stays in Aries, but very long. And I think it's like, what, 70 years or so. I have to check that out. I'm sorry. But anyway, it's for the whole of humanity. And we're all living it right now. Like we all have that Aries and Aries. And it's the collective anger. It's just, you can't treat us like this. Who gave you the right to come here and kill us? Who gave you the right to come here and take all our money? You know, that's what anti-capitalism is all about. Who gave you the right to be a dickhead just because you have power? I did not. Who made you feel like you can just come here and take what's mine? So it's that fight for something, you know, that inner activist that is really, it's growing, and it's growing in strength right now. And right now we also have Uranus crossing this point, so Aries will not stay so long in the sign of the Ram, because she's now at 23 degrees Aries. And so we're at the end of this epoch with where she's been in Aries. And Aries is a warrior goddess. She used to hang out with Aries, and they used to love creating a little bloodshed. But it's not about creating bloodshed, not about just messing up the party because you're not feeling invited. It's about that too, you know. That's why he messed up the party, this Omar, because he felt left out of society, redundant. That's what Aries felt too. She was redundant. Nobody wants me. She wasn't. She was the evil, you know, stepmother in Malefic. Malefic is a classical Aries archetype, and She wasn't invited to the party. They forgot her. They didn't want to have her there. She was too much. She was dangerous. She was uncomfortable to be around. We've all been around these Aries people. You can feel them. They have that kind of power, and they wouldn't hesitate putting down boundaries. They would say, "Not no, no, no." She doesn't. It's not that neediness that we connect with femininity. So she's a little like, oh, let's not invite her. She'll confront our illusions. She'll um, create something that is not comfortable, like somewhere we are not agreeing, like that kind of thing. So they left her out, and yeah, here we go. She got furious, just like Omar got furious. He felt left out. He was a Scorpio, and Omar is the killer in Orlando. Just so the charts are out. And it gives us an opportunity to understand what happens through the lens of astrology. And there's a deep theme of rejection in Scorpio, like the theme of losing something, of loss, of rejection, loss of power. And you could say what you want about the Muslim situation, but somewhere along the way we created something too. It's a tango. You have to be two to tango. And there's a sense of redundancy. But I think also in the age of Aquarius, we have to actually ask some seriously critical questions about organized religion. It's not sustainable, but these incredible defensive mechanisms that sort of kicks in when progress is too quick, like this is too quick for us, we haven't quite gotten there yet, is extremely conservative, it's extremely retrograde, it's extremely old school. Like, for me, growing up in Norway, seeing two men kiss, I don't mind, I really don't mind. But if progress on Earth is too quick, Uranus is progress, right? You can't. There's a consequence. There's this reaction that is conservative. Yes. I could talk for hours about this. You know me, but I will just leave you with these words and just a little bit more with Neptune. Remember, this summer, it's Neptune in Pisces. We are all connected. If you feel poisoned by something that happened, something you read, something you came across when you were out walking, minding your own business, some negativity that poisoned your system, I will offer a meditation where we can just simply connect back into our source and come back again to who we really are, and get that neutrality back into our bodies so that we can once again function without going through a big war inside, or without feeling that our reactions are based on illusions. So coming back to truth. Yes. And other than that, remember, this too changes after a while. It's not that we can't grieve on behalf of those who are deceased, but we have to accept we live in a very complicated world, and there are things coming up into the surface now that is very, very important for us to see. And perhaps we just have to find some sort of peace with that, because what does it really help that you become a part of the war?